Hey guys, Kira here.
It will come around.
Welcome back to my channel. For today we're going to be talking about why I decided to go off hormonal birth control. So pretty much how the video is going to work is I'm going to talk first about why I decided to go on hormonal birth control in the first place. I'm going to talk about how I felt while I was on it, and then I'm going to discuss what this means for me going forward now that I'm off of it. So we're just going to hop right into the video. Alright, to start, I want to talk about why I decided to go on hormonal birth control to start. Hormonal birth control. Hormonal. Hormonal birth control. So this was September of last year is when I first went on hormonal birth control. And I went on it for a couple reasons. The first reason, I had just started dating somebody, but the main reason I decided to go on hormonal birth control was for my skin. Now, there have been many people saying that their skin cleared up once they went on hormonal birth control. And I'm not going to be talking too much about my skin in this video. I'm going to be doing, do you hear the bell? I'm going to be doing a separate video just kind of talking about my skin story. But yeah, so I went on hormonal birth control to try and relieve the inflammation in my skin. So I went to my doctor. If you're looking to get into hormonal birth control, this might not be the best video for you, but if you're interested, you just talk to your doctor and they don't judge. Honestly, they're like, okay, I'll prescribe you whatever you need. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about birth control itself. What it does essentially is that you take it. The main way girls take birth control is through a capsule. So you swallow it, and once it dissolves, it stops you from ovulating. So that means you aren't releasing an egg. If you happen to have sperm in your body, it's not going to be ovulating an egg because there's no egg to ovulate. There's different dosages, and each dosage gives you, let me just look it up, it gives you two female hormones, estrogen and progestin. There are different concentrations of the birth control and of the hormones that you are taking. So there's kind of like the low level, which is strictly for protecting you against getting pregnant. There's the middle level, which is also obviously to protect you against getting pregnant, but it's also for clearing skin. And then there's the higher level one, which of course protects you against giving birth or having a child or consuming. And so yes, I was on the middle dosage of Elise, and you take it. I would take it every night. I would try and take it at the same time. That's a thing though. It's quite hard to maintain a schedule with birth control, and I think that's one of the main reasons why I was turned off by it. So yeah, so I was taking it every night, and it takes about a month to start activating. So just so you know, to be safe, you can't just expect to be safe from pregnancy within the first few days of taking it. And everything was fine when I first started. I felt good. Nothing was going on that I felt was completely different. I like to think that I'm pretty in tune with my body most of the time. And so I felt okay. Like, I had heard obviously that there were side effects to birth control, but I wasn't really seeing them in myself. Some of the side effects, if you're wondering, include weight gain. The main ones are weight gain and signs of depression. And so I wasn't seeing either of those two when I first started. And so I kept taking it, and I guess around three or 4 months in, this is when I started to see a change in myself. I felt sad. I would wake up and I didn't really feel anything. I would just kind of be neutral, and I didn't really have, I didn't have anything good to think about. I would lay in my bed and I just wouldn't move. I wouldn't have any signs of life, really. Like, I was breathing, but otherwise I wasn't doing anything. And that scared me. And so this was around the time, so my boyfriend and I at the time had been dating for just about 2.5 months. And that's when I was like really freaking out about the fact that I wasn't, I wasn't doing the things I normally did. I wasn't feeling the way I normally felt. And so I broke up with him because I didn't know what was going on. So then from there, for the next 5 months, I would say, 5 months, I was on and off on this roller coaster of emotions all the time. I would be happy one day and the next day I would just be crying like crazy. And I just didn't know what it was. Like, I just couldn't pinpoint what the issue was because, I thought I was eating well, I was working out, I was doing all these things that normally would make me feel good, but I just really wasn't. And in the back of my mind, I knew it was the birth control. I knew that was the issue, but I was so scared to get off of it because first of all, I just didn't want my skin to flare up again. That scared me. I've always been very sensitive about my skin, and so like I just didn't want it to get crazy bad again, you know. Like I had pretty bad acne for a while, and I just didn't want it to be like that again. Having seen what it's like not to have it as much, I was like, oh my god, I can't go back. And so that was one of the main reasons I didn't go off of it. And then again, I started dating Sean in May, and so I just didn't. I wanted to stay on it just for protection. And so for the past, we've been dating for about 6 months now, and I guess 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was on my reading week. I actually posted a video during this time, a video that I was crying. If you haven't seen it, it's called Life Update. It's like my first life update video. It's called like Traveling, Lots of Tears, and like something like that. Anyways, you should go check it out if you haven't seen it. But around this time, I was on my reading week, so I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't in school or anything. And I would wake up in the morning and I would just start bawling. I would just like, tears would just be flowing, and I would be like, what is going on? And I would be nitpicking on the smallest things. Like I would be crying about like stupid stuff. And like, I'm not somebody who's like, I'm a very emotional person, but I'm not somebody who like lets it all out like that. You know, I tend to keep it in. If I feel something, I don't like let it all out like that. But I was like, my face probably was like the puffiest thing ever, because I cried. I kid you not, for like 5 days straight. I would have crying episodes throughout those days. And like, my parents didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. Sean was out of town, and that made it even worse, because I couldn't even hug him, you know. So anyways, and then that's pretty much like when it clicked for me. I was like, you know what? I need to get off this birth control. It's given me these crazy emotional episodes that are freaking me out and that are not healthy for me. Screw it. Like, you know what? If my skin gets bad again, so be it. I need to be healthy from the inside. I can't be continually putting these chemicals into my body and putting these hormones into my body that are essentially like destroying the person that I am. And so I didn't even really have to think about it. I was like, I need to get off of it. And so on October 31st, I officially stopped taking birth control. I'm not going to get too much into the details about how I'm feeling right now yet. I'm going to wait a month. I'm going to be doing monthly updates, I think, to let you guys know the changes I'm seeing, how I'm feeling, things like that. And yeah, so that's pretty much that story. Just another thing I want to talk about quickly is telling your boyfriend about going off birth control. For me, I didn't do it in person because Sean's in Waterloo. So I called him up one night, and I didn't consult with him. I think this was a decision that I had to make for myself. And if you feel like you're going through the same thing and you don't really know how to bring it up to your boyfriend, or how to just, you know, how to talk about it, I think you just have to go for it and just say, you know what, I feel like crap when I'm on birth control. Things are going wrong. I need to get off of it so that I could regulate my body again. You know, if they're the right person for you, they're going to completely understand, and they're going to be completely supportive. I truly believe that. So please, if you've had any issues with that, like don't feel like you have to put up with somebody telling you what you can and cannot put in your body. So when I told Sean, he made a joke of it at first. At first he was kind of like, oh my god, like, okay, we're gonna have to get through this. But like, quickly he kind of turned and he was like, you know what, Kira, you need to be happy. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to be able to control how you feel, and you need to be able to take control of your life. And for a while, he knew that I couldn't. And so he's completely supportive. He said that he loves me no matter what, and that we're gonna get through this. That he's there for me. So that was very, very helpful. I've had great support. My parents have been very supportive as well. And I think it's, you know, that's so important to surround yourself with people who are going to support you through this. And you know what? If they can't support you, if people can't support you, you know, I'm here, first of all, but also just know that you're doing something for yourself, and so that you're your own support system. So the next thing that's coming up for me now is I'm going to start watching my cycle. I've talked about her like in a million videos, but Femmehead, she's fantastic. And she pretty much, her career pretty much is to chart her cycle and help women chart their cycles, and so they don't feel like they need to be on birth control, because she quit birth control because she was kind of feeling the same thing. And so I'm going to leave a link to one of her videos down below about the link between depression and hormonal birth control. I've realized that I need to put in the effort now. Now that I'm not on birth control, I really need to pay attention to my body and listen to what it's saying, and just respond to it nicely, and respond to it with love and with passion and just be completely, just embrace everything that comes my way. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. If you have any stories about you going on or off birth control, please let me know. I love to hear them because I think it's so important to support each other. Like I said, definitely go check out Femmehead's video if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Even if you're not, I think it's so important to educate yourself on these kind of things, and I'm definitely going to be reading much more about my body. I'm going to be researching more about how my menstrual cycle really works and different things like that. And so I'm going to start embracing the cramps and the pain and whatever may come my way. I'm going to embrace it because I know that I'm doing the right thing for my body. Thank you so much for watching. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be posting many, many more videos about this kind of stuff, and so I hope you continue to come, and I hope you're interested, and I hope that maybe I've gotten you to think a little bit more about what you should be doing to make your own life work for you, whether it be to go on birth control or whether to get off birth control. Just, you know what, you got to do what works best for you. And so thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon.
But everything is now. I know everything is right now, and the loneliness is a lie.